The members of All Goa Bars Owners Association met Cabinet Advisory Committee to recommend Finance Department to renew 1021 liquor licenses which are falling within 500 meters of highway. Speaking to media persons, the president of All Goa Bars Owners Association, Michael Crasto, said that there are around 1,322 excise licenses of establishment in the villages which were not renewed after Supreme Court's order in December 2016. He further said that the Cabinet Advisory Committee has decided to give relief to some people depending on sufficient developed areas or areas close to tourist spots which could be considered for renewal. Out of 1,322 licenses, 1,021 licenses will be renewed with the decision taken by the Advisory Committee.
आम्ही आज मीटिंग घेतली एक बारांचे सुप्रीम कोर्टाची ऑर्डर आमी तांकां डायरेक्शन दिल्ली की आमकां सुप्रीम कोर्ट स्टेट गव्हर्नमेंट category but sufficiently developed areas which are proximate to municipalities. This is what the Supreme Court of India provides. Under this, we had asked them to do a breakup of the number of licenses in the talukas which fall under the category of cluster, which are covered by the outline development applicable for those areas, and which are in village panchayats which are very close or proximate to municipal bodies, municipal corporations or municipal councils. So in which the 1,332 applications which are pending, we feel that around 1,021 today by and large fit in this category.
Approximate figure.
Approximately, these are the approximate figures. So by and large, only around 300 licenses are left out, who also may have been overlooked for several reasons, like constitution of new PDAs. There has been an announcement of a MOPA PDA already, but areas which are coming within the domain of this MOPA PDA have not been counted as ODP areas at the moment. So those also may have to be covered. So we are keeping that by and large separate. In principle, we are clearing almost everything other than 311 approximate licenses. Others we are recommending, the committee is recommending to the finance department for renewal.
Today, the three-member committee met and took up the issue of what we are facing for the past 1 year. The issue that we are facing is that the bar and restaurants were not being given license which fall within the 500 meters from the highways. We had put our case to the government last year, and the government was going through the whole issue and thinking of some way out. Recently, on 26 February, the Supreme Court gave an order saying that the areas in entire India which are sufficiently developed could be considered for renewal licenses. So we came to the government back and said, Goa, if you go to check and see, the entire Goa is sufficiently developed and Goa could get a fully exemption from this order which was passed by the Supreme Court. So at that time the three-member committee told us that they would look into the matter, take the opinion from the excise and the law department, and accordingly announce whatever policy decision they would take again in this matter. Today we were called here because they had decided that they would give relief to certain people depending on the sufficiently developed areas or areas close to the municipal areas or some tourist spots where there is sufficient of activities and all, which could be considered for renewal. So if you go to see, the total number of bars that are affected were 1,332. Out of that, in the first phase, at least 1,000 can get relief. The balance 300 would get relief in stage wise by trying to check whether the areas were developed or no, and if the areas are developed, they would all get relief.